Hello everyone, this is Curran, and this is one of my favorite books from my library. It's Shakespeare's Soliloquies, and it's an old Peter Pauper Press book from the 1950s. Those of you who grew up in the 1950s will remember these. They were very popular. Some of them were really corny, and some of them were really wonderful. And this one is really wonderful. I purchased it in the early 1960s at the book room at Marshall Fields on State Street in Chicago. And it was right after I had read Shakespeare's Julius Caesar with the famous lines, "Friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me your ears." And I had just started to write poetry seriously. And one of the soliloquies from Midsummer Night's Dream, which was in this book, answered so many of my questions about what does a poet do, and it also inspired me. I never would believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more demons than vast hell could hold. One sees Helen's beauty in the brow of Egypt. And the poet's pen, the poet's eye, in a fine frenzy rolling, does glance from heaven to earth, and from earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth, the poet's pen turns to shape and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Wow, that really inspired me. But then, of course, there's the Great Soliloquy that every schoolboy, at least every schoolboy of my generation knew. Hark! What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Julia 'tis the sun. Arise, fair sun, and slay the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, a maid, art far more fair than she. And from Hamlet, to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it's nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of trouble, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler ever returns, does puzzle the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others we know not of. But probably my all-time favorite lines from Shakespeare, the short version of the witch's recipe from Macbeth. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble, eye of newt, toe of frog, wing of bat, and tongue of dog. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Well, see you next time.